Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mental Health Warriors. And I'm Robin, the Addiction Warrior, and this is the first one I'm actually leading, so a bit nerve-wracking on my part. But today I've got with me Abigail Birch-Price, who recently did quite an intense fundraiser for a charity called Music in Hospitals and Care. And she's here to tell me more about that, how it went, and what is involved in the charity. And then we're going to talk about music in mental health and how it can be quite beneficial. So Abigail, nice to have you here. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. Lovely to be here.
Oh, brilliant. So tell us about this fundraiser. So what did you do? What was it like? How did it go?
Yeah, so basically, I just had this idea of doing a 24-hour sing-a-thon. So over 24 hours, we provide live singing with different singers performing live spots of varying lengths and genres. So I'd advertised it to try and get some volunteers and had some great responses from friends, family, friends of friends. And after they'd sort of filled out a short form to tell me what they could do and when, I made a schedule so they'd know exactly when they were singing and for how long. And then on the day, thankfully, it all came together really well. We basically had a Zoom call, which the performers came in and out of for their slots. And this was then live streamed to YouTube for people to watch. And then we asked people to sponsor us and donate on our Just Giving page.
That sounds fantastic. And I'm glad it all went really well. Something like that sounds like if one thing went wrong, that it would all sort of go to pot, but I'm glad it went well.
Yeah, exactly. We did
So how
get
much?
behind a couple of times, but it was fine.
Oh no. So how much did you actually manage to fundraise in the end? What was your goal? Did you manage to beat it?
Yeah, we managed to smash it thanks to lots of really generous donations. So the goal, I actually started it off at £100, but then before the event, we'd already almost reached that. So as it started, I'd changed the goal to £500 and thought, yeah, it's quite a bit more, but we can do it. And then we've ended up like doubling that basically. And the current total is 1,130, which is amazing. And we've had loads of views as well on YouTube, over 1,000 views over 24 hours, and the Facebook event has reached over 3,000 people over the last month. So it's been really good outreach.
Wow, that is fantastic. That is quite a lot of people, and well done for raising that much money.
Yeah.
Like the charity is really gonna appreciate that much money. Would you mind telling us a bit about the charity that you raised the funds for? So obviously you were doing the 24-hour sing-a-thon, all these different people singing, and all the money raised. So what charity was it actually going to?
Yeah, so it was going to Music in Hospitals and Care, which provides live music sessions to people receiving care or treatment in healthcare settings across the UK. So they tailor live music sessions to specific audiences in hospitals, hospices, care homes, day centres, special schools and community settings. So a really wide range. And then the music that they do is then followed by the performers talking to the audience members about how it made them feel and memories they sparked, which I think is especially helpful for people who don't have as much contact with friends and family. But yeah, their main aim is to bring live music to everyone, regardless of health or well-being. And the sessions are designed to humanize clinical settings, reach and connect people, encourage communication and meaningful interactions, and evoke emotion and memories. Because they found that doing all this can help reduce anxiety and pain and depression, as well as break down social barriers for people. So it was just something that I thought was really good that I wanted to fundraise for.
No, that all sounds really, really good. A really good cause. I have a question for you in the comments. Adam's asking if you could tell us a little bit about who you are and what was your life like leading up to this campaign. So perhaps maybe your reasons for choosing this charity, this fundraiser.
Yeah, of course. So my name's Abigail Birch-Price, as you've seen. This year I've started off my own sort of music business. I've been releasing some of my own songs and compositions, doing lots of singing, and as well as releasing my own music, I find it quite important to do a lot of work for charities too. So I did a concert back in May, which was my debut concert as an artist, I suppose. And half of the money from that also went to a charity, and that charity was Women's Aid. And there's lots of different causes that I feel strongly about that I want to be able to help. And I think my position as an artist and as a musician allows me to be able to do that. So for this charity in particular, when my mum was having cancer treatment, it was a while back now, but at the time, hearing music in hospitals really helped her, especially when live musicians came in, particularly around Christmas time. And she and the other patients really appreciated that. I mean, I've always been interested in music and health myself, but knowing that and how much it helped her made me sort of even more passionate about music being used in healthcare settings. And so, like I said, charity is really important to me. And after she'd had her cancer treatment, then I did various other charity events for Clatterbridge Cancer Charity, which is the charity that provided her treatment. And that included, the first one was a concert, the second was a sponsored run. So I was really grateful to help them with that. But now I'm sort of working as an artist as well with my own music. I thought it would be a great opportunity to help with the music in healthcare side specifically.
No, that's brilliant. Really nice to hear a bit of your background and what's inspired you. So would you say that loads of things that's happened in your past and in your family's past and everything, would you say that's inspired any of the songs that you've composed, or any of the music that you've composed or anything?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I've been composing for years, so probably was before my mum was actually diagnosed anyway. So there's definitely been a few of the songs that I composed around that time that were sort of my reactions to the situation or my aim at like supporting her. One of them is called All My Love, which I wrote sort of more to try and support her, to help her get through it. And often I'd sort of sit on the bed where she was resting and then just take my guitar up and just sing lots of songs to her while she was resting. Not all my own, but some of them were. And then, yeah, it's just, I guess it does help to inspire me to write some more of these experiences.
No, that's really pretty. Thank you for sharing that with me. That might not be the easiest thing to talk about. Now, you mentioned loads of these songs that sort of you've put your own emotions into and everything like that. Could I be really cheeky and ask for you to perform one of them for us, maybe?
Yes, of course. Okay. So talking about music and mental health from a sort of personal point of view, I think it can really help. So I was really struggling with my own mental health back in winter time during lockdown. But I actually found that during the days in which I composed one or two songs, I felt much better than the days in which I didn't. And one of the songs I composed is called I Wish, which I'm releasing 4th of September, I think, so you can check that out. And that was basically about the negative mental health that I was feeling, as I was trying to put into words exactly how I felt. And I'm hoping it will show actually how both listening to and writing music can help, because it was really therapeutic for myself to actually write about how I was feeling. But I also hope it can be relatable and supportive to those who listen to it and who are going through similar things. So that's probably the song I'm going to sing now. So it's called I Wish.
That'd be brilliant. I'm going to try and remove myself off the screen. It should work. If it doesn't,
Okay.
it's because I'm not technologically savvy, but I think I've got it.
It's fine. I wish I could fade away and save all my troubles for another day. I wish I could just be me and live out my life oh so happily. I can't explain it, these feelings in my mind, but if you help me, I can try. Every corner that I reach, every one-way road I try, I feel like I am losing the grip on my life. Every path that I can't take, every road that I can't see, I need someone to help me, someone to set me free. I wish I could never be absorbed by my thoughts and fears so easily. I wish there was a simple cure to help change my life and so many more. I can't explain it, these feelings in my mind, but if you help me, I can try. Every corner that I reach, every one-way road I try, I feel like I am losing the grip on my life. Every path that I can't take, every road that I can't see, I need someone to help me, someone to set me free. But have faith in your own strength. You can make it through today. Every trial makes you stronger. There's always a way. Every corner that you reach, every one-way road you try, don't feel like you are losing the grip on your life. Every path that you can't take, every road that you can't see, I'll be the one to help you, the one to set you free. Every path that you can't take, every road that you can't see, I'll be the one to help you, the one to set you free. I wish.
That was really, really pretty. Thank you so much for doing that. That is such a stunning song. And you wrote that, you composed that. It's really, really stunning. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing that with us. Obviously, based on what's inspired you to write that song, I imagine it's quite a personal song.
Yeah, can be difficult to sing at times, but I'm glad I've done it, and I hope it helps other people as well.
I think it will. I think music gives people a chance to sort of open up and reach out in a way that sometimes speaking doesn't quite let them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I suppose with your song, you are singing to people. You're not necessarily talking with them. They're not necessarily talking to you, but you're almost talking to them in a one-way street. And because of that, it leaves it open for them to sort of talk back to you if that's what they feel they want to do.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely find it easier sometimes putting how I feel into songs rather than trying to say it just through speaking.
No, that's brilliant. It's interesting though, because I think a lot of people they quite often turn to music sort of to express emotions, because you get some people, I know myself, if I'm feeling quite sad, I might put on some happier songs to try and lift my mood, or even put on some sad songs to fully embrace the feelings of sad. Do you do that at all, or is it just something that I do?
Yeah, no, I agree. I do that as well. And I guess because I write as well, then sometimes if I'm in a sad mood, I might write a sad song or like that. You know, I mean, that song is kind of, it is sad and emotional, but you know, I try and sort of put a supportive, positive spin on it at the end. And I think sometimes having that, even in the songs, just sort of helps to tell myself to try and cheer me up. But yeah, listening as well can put definitely like some, you know, cheery songs on sometimes.
No, that's really interesting. Thank you for that. So, in terms of bringing music into healthcare, do you think that's going to be quite an effective thing if it was brought in as almost like a form of alternative treatment, do you think?
Yeah, I do. So got a little anecdote here, but in my final year at uni, as part of my music psychology module, I actually designed a study to determine whether improvisation or music therapy could reduce the perceived severity of menstrual symptoms, and hypothesized that it could, be so much evidence that this should be the case. So, for example, studies have shown that music therapy can reduce anxiety and pain. It can reduce perceived pain and give mood a positive boost. And studies have also shown that patients undergoing music therapy for chronic pain management require less pain medication, have significant improvements in their respiration, blood pressure, heart rate, and muscle relaxation, and enjoy more peace of mind and a better quality of life. So that one, I think especially that they found that people can require less pain medication, I think shows that it can definitely be used as a treatment method.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's a really interesting study. But no, that's interesting actually, because obviously with certain things like chronic pain and conditions where taking medication on a long-term basis is the only outcome really. That's interesting, because with taking this medication so often, they can come with sort of unwanted side effects and adverse effects as well. Whereas if this has almost a similar effect, but obviously with listening to music, there aren't as many side effects because you're not ingesting something chemical, you're just listening to music.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose the only hard thing with sort of testing that it works is that, you know, you then have to take people off the medication or reduce the amounts and stuff. And obviously, ethically, that's a bit harder to do.
Yeah, of course.
But some studies have found that people have been able to reduce it themselves, I suppose, which is still useful.
No, that's really interesting. I actually studied something called neuroaesthetics in my degree a few years ago, and I mean you'll probably know, but I'll explain just for the viewers that basically neuroaesthetics looks at how things like art, literature, music, and dance can be sort of implemented into medical therapies and their effect on the brain, and sort of as an alternative treatment. And music was a really, really big thing in that module. And to the where lots of people who suffered from various mental illnesses, they would be put onto these sort of music therapy courses and trials, and the results were quite interesting. It seemed to be quite a unique thing where some people responded to certain musics, others responded to others, but they were able to make it quite personal based on the music they listened to, when they listened to it, and their opinions on music, really.
Yeah, it's really interesting. All of that, all of those things, really.
Oh, I've got a question for you, Abigail. What age did you start singing? And who would you say is your biggest inspiration that brought the passion for singing to come out within yourself?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what age I started. My parents tell me I was singing when I was very little, but singing properly. I mean, I sang in like school choirs and stuff, but I didn't pursue solo singing until sort of sixth form age. But I had been writing my own songs before that and sort of singing then, but then performing wise, I suppose wasn't until sixth form age that I actually performed them all. Or maybe a couple of years before that, but yeah. And then probably the biggest inspiration for singing would be my mum. She's very musical herself. She did a music degree at Bangor. She wrote her own songs when she was similar age to me now too, and used to perform them. And so I guess she's always brought the love of music into my life as well, and taught me various different instruments as well as the singing itself. And I guess just knowing she's gone through the similar things of doing music, writing of songs, trying to get them out there for people to hear, not necessarily just to get famous. I mean, just sort of to share them with people, to see, hopefully they'll help, like the one I did today. And so knowing she's there and supporting me is really lovely.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. So I'm curious, how many instruments can you play then? Obviously you can play the guitar.
Yeah, so guitar mainly just to accompany me singing. Piano, I did learn. I still play it, but I never sort of pursued it as my main instrument because my main one was violin, which I mainly did throughout school, and then sort of singing, I guess, overtook that a bit when I got to sixth form in university. And then also learned viola, which is kind of similar to violin, but it's in a different clef. It's a bit lower, so you have to be able to adapt to that. But I enjoy doing that. Clarinet. My mum was a clarinet teacher, so she taught me some of it a few years ago, but then I was too busy with school and things, so got out of it. But been getting back into it this year, so that's been fun. I also brought a bass guitar last year, which I've been enjoying learning. And then in my school, they didn't have an orchestra; they only had a wind band, so I couldn't play violin in that. So I had to play timpani in it instead, which was quite fun. Yeah.
So just a few then. Just a couple. Wow, I can't even comprehend knowing how to play all those instruments in all the different ways and remembering all the different chords. And No, my brain doesn't work like that at all. I absolutely adore music, and I suppose in my dancing, I really get involved with it, but I wouldn't know the first thing about composing it at all. But
Right,
yeah,
I
it's
guess it's just,
interesting.
and then you get started at a young age. I suppose you just get used to it, really. I don't know.
Yeah. I suppose. Oh, I think my cat's just walked into the kitchen. He's meowing under my table. But that's another interesting point in that you obviously play all these instruments and you compose and you sing, and music means quite a lot to you. And for me, with my dancing, music means a lot to me, and it shows how diverse music can be and how many different people it can affect.
Yeah, definitely. There's such a wide range of music genres in themselves as well. So many people connect with it in so many different ways, and that was actually a good thing about the sing-a-thon and all the performers. They covered such a variety of genres, from like pop, musicals, classical, rock, country, folk. You know, there's so much variety in there, and that's just like a very small amount of music within those 24 hours. And there's just so much more out there that people are able to connect with and relate to and stuff.
Yeah. No, that's crazy that I know I am getting harassed by cats, Adam. It is crazy how many different genres there are and how many different people can relate to it. I mean, I've just I went to a festival about a week ago, and it was basically a heavy metal, thrash metal one, and my partner is really into that type of music. And I listened to some of them thinking they're just screaming at me. That's not singing. But then I see all my partner and his friends, and they really enjoy it. They embrace it, and it's even to me. I don't understand sort of the interest in that music, but it means a lot to loads of other people. It just shows how perspective can change that as well. Music it's just awesome, isn't it? Music is awesome.
Yeah, it's so good, so powerful.
Sorry, the cat has decided to sit on my lap under the table, so I can't reach her. What are you doing? Sorry about that. I bring her up, but I can't actually get her out from under the table. So she is there. She's just there.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your fundraiser, your charity. Congrats on the amazing amount that you raised. They'll really, really put that to good use. And to talk about something which I think is really starting to come out in how much it benefits other people and how it can really help people with just sort of maintaining a good mental health. For some people, it can bring them back from where they've been in quite tough places, and for others, it can just be a part of healthy daily living. So thank you so much for coming on. And before I leave, if people would like to support us, please consider donating via our PayPal, as we would really want to end this stigma of mental health, and any support would be greatly appreciated. And tomorrow we are live again at 11:30 with the premiere of Steve Knapp's show Power Hour, and it's talking about mindfulness. So that's live tomorrow, 11:30 UK Standard Time. And yeah, I've just got a couple of messages saying thank you. And from when you were singing, Abigail, I had a couple of comments saying that you had a really lovely voice, and thank you. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone else for
It's been a
joining us.
pleasure.
See you next time. Bye.